Well, I guess you could say we were a little overdue for another named storm, and that's exactly what's happened, as Storm Ingrid is going to be bringing some very strong winds to the UK and some heavy rain over the next few hours. There has been a yellow warning in place since 2 AM, but the bulk of the winds are going to be starting around now and going into the evening, all the way up to around midnight, and then they're going to start to die down. So here you can see the wind gusts from 6 AM, and as you can see, as the day goes on, they slowly strengthen, and it's going to be hitting its peak basically into the evening. So let's have a little look at how strong the winds are going to be. So if you go to the Isles of Scilly, you can see that they are pretty safe. They're sort of in what you could call, well, the eye of the storm, the centre of the low pressure system. They've sort of evaded the main winds, which are going to be hitting basically areas like Plymouth, Truro. So currently, Salcombe is getting winds of 60 miles per hour, Plymouth is getting winds of 56, Torquay is getting winds of 54, and other areas such as Dartmouth are going to be getting winds of 57, probably close to the coast. They'll be getting more towards 60 miles per hour. St Astel is going to be getting winds of 54 miles per hour. So yeah, some pretty intense stuff. It's certainly not the biggest storm to hit the UK. You know, we had Storm Goretti, which had winds that were a lot stronger, I think, over 100 miles per hour in Cornwall. But it's still going to be packing quite a punch, and that's why it is a yellow warning for wind and rain. But yeah, winds of basically around 60 miles per hour are going to be hitting this area over the next few hours. If we go inland, winds are going to be still getting up to around 50 miles per hour, and probably not much more than that, as you know, this is the main sort of, the coast obviously is going to be the main area of impact. Now if you go to the Met Office warning, it says some short-term loss of power and other services is possible, some delays to road, rail, air and ferry transport expected, some bus and train services affected with some journeys taking longer, coastal routes, seafronts and coastal communities will be affected by spray and or large waves, probably flying debris and stuff, or debris being thrown up onto roads, coastal roads from waves, a few homes and businesses flooded with spray, flooding on roads. Now the wind is sort of the main risk, although there is going to be potentially rain getting up to 15 to 20 millimeters, in some places 30 to 40. There's quite a low likelihood of that, but you know, there's a chance that, you know, there will be some areas that will get obviously quite a bit of flooding from the rain. Now if we go to the rain radar, you can see that there's sort of a scattered area of rain with a lot heavier, with a much heavier area of rain over France, which will make its way towards the UK in the coming hours. But you can see there's basically a big sheet of rain going over the southwest of England, again covering areas such as Plymouth and obviously many other communities across this area. If we go to temperature, you can see that there's not going to be a significant drop in the southwest over the next few hours. There's going to be obviously a bigger drop further up, obviously in, like, you know, the northern parts of the UK, Scotland. In fact, there is a rain warning for Scotland, which will be lasting quite a few days, as you can see. But altogether, this storm has already caused some disruption and will continue to cause disruption into the night. As I've already said, this isn't super strong, and it is the remnants, you know, of Storm Ingrid, which caused most of the disruption in Spain. But yeah, this is still going to pack a punch. As you can see on the rain forecast, we are going to get quite a bit of rain tomorrow morning, and it will sort of slowly die out as we go further into the day. Now, if we check webcams for areas that are going to be in the impact zone, you can see it is, yeah, basically very cloudy, wet and windy. And that's pretty much what's going to be happening, you know. There are going to be quite a few waves. The waves are meant to be pretty big. I've already seen a few videos pop up from today. But yeah, that is pretty much the trend across the entire southwest. Wet, windy, there's going to be obviously showers with, you know, sunny spells in between them. But as you can obviously see on the radar, mostly rainy with a lot of wind. If we go onto YouTube, you can see this video posted by Coast Cams. Go check out their channel, credit to them for the video. But you can see these very big waves being pushed by the wind, and as you can see, they're going right onto this train track. And that's what's going to be happening on coastal roads. And these waves could be throwing up debris, and you know, if that falls on your car, falls on you, that could cause some, you know, serious injuries or even fatalities. So obviously, you know, if you want to marvel at this, you know, watch the waves. You know, maybe take photos, keep a safe distance away, you know, make sure you aren't, you know, in the firing line, because, you know, it is very dangerous. You could get very hurt. But yeah, very, very volatile environment on the south coast currently, and it is only going to get worse as we go into the evening. Anyway, with that said, I hope you enjoyed this forecast. Consider liking and subscribing, as it really helps the channel out. And I am going to be trying to make many more forecasts just like this one, hopefully better ones, as time goes on and I get better at forecasting. But anyway, with all that said, I'll see you on the next one.